Okay, and we should now be live. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is the 12th episode of Skill Check. And joining me this week, we have, returning from last week, we have Thea, who will be playing the character Synethia. Unfortunately, our other player could not join back with us, so I have a friend of mine named Matt Saffel here, playing with us, who will be standing in for him. So, first of all, as usual, we have my good friend Tyler here. Tyler, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your character.
Well, I'm Tyler. I've been playing D&D for 20 plus years. I will be reprising my role as Reginald Fairweather, I believe the fourth. Yeah, the fourth. The consummate hunter. Also, Saffel, haha, he called me the good friend.
Sure.
And like I said, we also have Thea joining us from last week. So, Thea, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your character.
Yeah, well, playing again, this is my second time playing it on this. I've also played the MMO in the past. My character is a snob, thinks she's better than everybody, has that complex just because she's half elf, but she's actually like a piece of garbage. But yeah, it's fun playing.
Alrighty, and Saffel, you have not played this character before, but go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your character.
As you can tell, I am incredibly handsome. My name is Matt Saffel. Now I'll be the second level ranger, Seymour DeMar.
Alrighty, and last week we left our heroes in the town of Melvant. They were attempting to solve several murders that had been happening through the evening. They were deputized by the local constabulary, and the murderers seemed to be leaving notes and clues as to the next killing around. So they were following the notes, which led them to a dwarven blacksmith, who they were able to save, but he was attacked by a group of constructs, and a arrow flew out and attempted to kill him, and then from the arrow they found notes there, which was yet another puzzle, which they set about solving, and they realized would lead them to the Temple of Lovitar, and they were looking for a half-elf. And that is where we left our characters last week, so they are currently in the marketplace, and they had just figured out the clue. So, what do you wish to do?
Go to the temple?
Go to the temple. You don't want to mill around the marketplace?
Yeah, let's
until 10
improve our
bells.
gear first. I want to improve our gear so we won't get wrecked, because it's probably a trap.
But you have until 10 bells, which is roughly 30-ish minutes from now.
I mean, we can run around. None of us are like short short dwarves or anything. It's just like,
Yeah, the hell with them the dwarves.
So is that what you want to do? Head to the temple?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Nope, let's go ahead and just take a leisurely stroll round about the marketplace.
Okay. The temple is a 2-story stone building, larger and wider than the more ramshackle structures on either side of it, but not otherwise out of place in the district. Apart from a few statues and a holy symbol over the door, there's not much here to suggest the presence of a place of worship. This might be due to some of the misunderstandings that commoners, especially sailors, tend to have about the teachings of Lovitar. From here, you can see the glow of the lighthouse all the way down at the other end of the dock. The door is closed, although a bit of light escapes from within through the narrow glass windows. It does not appear that the temple is open to supplicants at this late hour, but neither does the building seem to be uninhabited. What would you like to do?
Go into the temple.
I guess I'll go in first because I'm like the barbarian.
I will allow her to go first. I will manly allow her to go first.
It sounds like a sound plan to me.
So you approach the doors and you attempt to open them, and they seem to be locked.
I knock.
Okay. A metal slat in the center of the door slides open, revealing the face of a half-elven female with jet black hair. A deep scar mars one side of her otherwise beautiful face. "I'm sorry," she says politely, "but the temple is not open for services at this hour. You can see our schedule posted on the notice boards to either side of the door."
Madam, Are you unaware that you are in danger?
She says, danger? I am under the watchful eye of Lovatar. I am safe here.
That's what the bloody dwarf thought.
She says, dwarf?
Yes, terrible business. We have to get inside.
She says, I'm sorry, but the temple is closed.
Do you want to die? Because you'll die if you don't listen to us.
She says, I will die when the great Lovatar decides that I must.
And that's in about 30 minutes. You realize that, right?
It's worth noting it did take you a little bit of time to get here. You're probably
20 minutes.
Yeah, you're maybe 10 minutes away from the prescribed time.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So, madam, it is a much... And I lost it. Okay. Damn it. Madam, it is imperative that we get inside. People's lives are at stake. Crime is afoot.
she looks you over and she says, look, I don't know what you're on about, but this is a sacred place of Lovatar. I can't just let anyone in.
Madam, I truly and deeply feel for your whatever rules, but we must apprehend this villainous man as soon as possible. I assume it's a man.
You haven't seen him.
No.
She isn't the half-elf, correct? It's her, then the half-elf?
She is a half-elf. Whether or not she
Oh.
is the half-elf or not.
Are there any other half-elves in the building? Maybe one of them could be more reasonable.
Right, is that what you're asking? You're asking
Yes.
about that? She says, I am currently the only priestess on station right now. But go ahead and give me a persuasion check to see if you can convince her to
Damn
get in.
time. Persuasion.
Ooh.
I roll as good as I've been sounding. Good.
Excellent.
Can I roll an intimidation?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an intimidation if you wish. Because of Reginald's failure at persuasion, she does not seem to be cowed by your intimidation. And she looks at the both of you and she says, look, this is the Temple of Lovatar, and you will not bully me into coming onto my domain. She says, and good day, and snaps the little window shut.
Well, we've done all we can do here.
Yeah, we tried. All right, time to go home.
Could have
mean-
gone better, but
Seriously.
I mean, if she doesn't want to listen, she can die. That's fine with me.
Is there like a lock or something that I could shoot?
Not that you can see immediately, but I mean, you could check out the temple, see if there's maybe other doors. You could try to force the doors open.
Hint, hint. All right, let's start. Everyone, search around the temple. See if there's another way in. They've got to have a servant's entrance or something.
I guess I'll walk around the back and see if there's a back door.
I'll check the sides then.
And now that our party is sufficiently split,
I know, excellent, isn't it? Sufficiently
Spread out, gang. Let's look for clues.
So who wants to go to what side? Like, Seymour, you said you're going to the back.
I'll go to the right side.
Okay. And Reginald, you're going to stand in the front.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and muscle my way through the door
Okay.
with my awesome 10 strength.
As you're heading to the side, Snethia, you do see that there is a side door. Seymour, on your way around the other way, you don't see anything. Reginald, go ahead and give me an athletics check to see if you can force the doors open.
On watch for this amazingness. You said athletics?
Yeah, athletics.
Oh yeah. Oh, I did actually did roll.
That's actually pretty good.
You did pretty decent, but the doors are reinforced, so you just kind of ineffectually push on them and rage against them.
Yeah. Seriously though, like I guess it's a crossbow, not a gun, so never mind. It really isn't. I was like, I'll blow the damn thing off. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Wrong time period. Wrong set of skills.
Or can I see if I can like bust down the door with my great axe or something?
You could try to bust it down if you want, or if you get Seymour over there, he has the ability to pick locks. He could try to do it stealthily.
Yeah, Seymour,
it's up to you. You can break it if you
skills,
want.
man.
No, let's call Seymour over. Let's be stealthy about this in case the killer's already inside or something.
I agree.
Okay.
All right, Seymour, come on.
So do you gather everyone, both Seymour and Reginald, or just Seymour?
I guess everyone. Yeah.
Okay. Seymour, she brings you around to the other side of the building and shows you the side entrance. Go ahead and give me a thieves' tools check.
Alrighty, let's see what I can do here. Not much.
You set
Not
about
much at
trying
all.
to pick it, and you're picking around in it, and
That's my eye.
I'm gonna go ahead and like shove him out of the way and grab his tools and try it myself. What's it? Is it
that's a dex.
Dexterity.
just straight
Based on
dex?
Yeah, if you're not proficient, it's just it.
Okay.
I'll see here and do it right. Beginner's luck.
Yeah, you kick Seymour out of the way and steal his thieves' tools and begin picking at the lock. And you do successfully get it to after you correct for Seymour's terrible
He's
style.
you know, it's one of his first adventures. He's still nervous.
Green at the gills.
I hand him back his set and be like, try to be prompt next time.
Sorry.
Lives are at stake, my man.
Not my life.
You don't know that.
True.
I mean, you're an adventurer, so your life is kind of always in peril.
But not at the moment.
Like that's the general state of being.
You know, I will treat my recruits how I want them to be treated. I don't need no DM interference. If I want to scold my underlings, I will scold my underlings.
I mean, you can scold them all you want.
Anyway, now that it's unlocked, I kick open the door.
Okay.
Oh, now I can kick it
Now
and
that
it'll actually
stealth is
open.
over.
Who needs stealth, right, you guys?
I'm not. Never once said I was doing this for stealth. Doesn't want it in. I kick open the door and I yell, "Ha ha!"
Okay.
Shut up.
You kick open the door, and you make your way in the side entrance. Here's what the map looks like. And you are positioned over on the... Well, it doesn't appear to actually show the side door, but we'll say it's right here. So, you are positioned like this. Well, and I guess Seymour's up front and kicked out of the way because Reginald wanted to be a dick about it. So you kick open the door and you see the long columns in there. You don't see the priestess immediately.
Yep. Benson, stand guard. We're going in.
Vincent says, "Yes, sir." He pulls out his crossbow, looking around warily.
That's a good lad. I'm gonna mosey on in.
And after a few moments, the priestess does come walking down from the middle of the altar. And you hear her yelling, "What is it this time?"
It was divine will. We got in. Your gods wanted us in here to save your life.
You couldn't just quietly rescue her, could you? It's too difficult to ask.
I don't think Reginald is quiet.
I don't know. He might be a little bit, sort of, not really.
When the dramatic, or only for dramatic effect.
She says, "You again? I thought I told you to leave this sacred place."
And I told you we're here to save lives. And by God of whoever, that means you.
She says, "The servants of Lovatar do not need help from one such as you."
How do
I'm
you
sure
know
won't
he
be
didn't
saying
send
that
us?
when there's a dagger at your neck.
Yeah, that's true too. Listen to the girl.
And as you are confronting her this time, you begin to hear the bells to begin chiming. So they're bong, bong, bong. So you have, maybe a few seconds before 10 bells officially ends.
I run at her and like tackle her like I'm taking a bullet for her. Seriously. I pin her to the ground.
Okay.
This is looking bad.
Go ahead and give me.
Bad what?
Go ahead and give me an athletics check versus her.
Athletics, not acrobatics.
No, it's athletics. You always have to do athletics if you're trying to grapple someone. You don't get a choice.
Excellent.
Comedy ensues.
So you attempt to pin her down. She jumps out of the way, and you go skidding across the floor. And as the
Damn
last
it, woman!
of,
Don't you know you're supposed to be saved?
as the last of 10 chimes fade away, you brace for the inevitable attack. Your adversary has been nothing if not consistent. The priestess looks up in surprise as a scratching sound begins to echo around the sanctuary. What's that? Who's there? Thin strips of yellow light appear in the air as if someone or something were slicing through the very fabric of reality with a sharp knife. Swirling motes of chaotic energy burst through the rifts, followed by stick-like figures whose shapes twist and waver constantly, changing form. Even their shadows don't stay still, writhing and stretching across the floor. You dare invade the sanctum of Lovatar? You may think me defenseless, but I am not, shouts the priestess. I call upon the servitors of the Maiden of Pain to taste the delicious agony of your suffering. She gestures, and more flashes of light herald the arrival of a number of devils throughout the temple. It appears the odds are more than even than the situation first appeared, and yet the assassin himself, there seems to be no sign.
I
You know
immediately
what?
stand
Maybe
up.
she can handle this.
Everyone roll initiative.
I stand up and I'm like, "Oh, I like you." Yeah, some nice high initiatives.
Looks like some of the enemies go first. Let's see, they cannot move very far. They begin making their way to the devils here. And they will attack at them. And the devils, is anyone trained in religion? So they could make a check on them if they wish.
Nope.
Religion. Reginald Fairweather the Fourth has no time for religion.
Okay then.
I mean, I get a small bonus, but like, it's not even worth it.
Okay.
That does have the star next to it.
No.
Yeah.
Seymour, you are the first of the party members.
Excellent. I guess after hearing all the commotion, will step into the doorway and immediately see all of this.
Yep.
I guess I'll take some shots at the thing next to good old Reginald here. Let's see. Longbow. Excellent. Take another shot. No, we won't. It's level 2. I forget. I got no bonus action, so I think that's my turn.
You gonna roll some damage?
I did.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, I rolled it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's not the
Never
right
mind.
person.
You have taken your turn. The end.
Yeah, I was wondering why he was attacking again, but I was also like, yeah.
First, next goes this creature next to the priestess. It attempts to swing at her, but it swings wide and does not catch her. Next goes one next to an imp, who will attack the imp next to it. And will hit. It rakes its claws over the imp for a good bit of damage, and the imp does not look like it has too much fight left in it. And then is one standing further away who will attack Reginald. Reginald. It kind of moves its hands in weird gestures and throws a green bolt at you, which it throws wide and hits the pillar next to it.
Doesn't hit the other Chaos Bolter. That's fine.
No, you wish it did.
That's why I mentioned it. Yes, I wish it did.
The one next to you, however, tries to rake its claws over your face with a critical hit.
Oh.
So it rakes you good. You have some nice scratches. And it's your turn.
I am going to use my bonus action to Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
The Chaos Bolter number 4. And then I'm going to hold my action and yell at Copernicus to bring me my crossbow.
Okay.
And I'm holding my action until I get my crossbow.
Okay. Did you not bring your crossbow with you? I guess
Copernicus holds the crossbow.
Okay.
Role-playing.
Fine. Snethia, you are next.
Alright, I'd like to move inside because I'm hearing all the chaos going on.
Yep.
Then, okay, I guess I'll move right here. And then I'd like to throw my javelin at Chaos Bolter 4.
Sure. Go for it. Nope, it will not hit. You throw your javelin over its head. And
Good try, though. That would have worked out really well.
And it flies down the hallway.
I meant to do that. I was just distracting it.
And Benson just stands around here looking menacing.
Yeah, he's guarding the door. He's doing his job.
Copernicus.
He's going to run his arse in here and give me my goddamn crossbow.
He's able
Come on, lad! The crossbow!
He's able to run up next to you, and he hands over your crossbow. Didn't you have a name for your crossbow?
Yeah.
What was it?
I believe it was like Beverly or something like that.
Beverly. He hands you Beverly and says, "Your weapon, sir." And I assume you would like to take your ready to action.
Yep. I'm going to shoot somebody in the goddamn face. Do I get disadvantage if I'm...
Yeah, if you're engaged in melee, you have disadvantage.
I mean, technically I am, right?
Yep.
Alright. Disadvantage. Actions. Crossbow. Roll. Ha! I still hit.
Nice. Give me some damage.
Some damage. That guy... And it's already dead. I don't even get to do anything else. All right.
You take your...
Yeah. I take my crossbow. I immediately turn it to the guy in my face, and I just chunk him a bolt right in his own forehead.
Point blank.
You hear this very loud.
Yep.
I'm amused and satisfied.
After you... Or I guess after Copernicus, goes the imps. I guess we'll remove the one you killed. And the imps try stinging stuff. That one misses.
Ooh, the imps are straight chaotic?
Hmm?
The imps are just straight chaotic?
The imps? They're...
One that says attack at Chaos Bolter number 1 missed.
Right.
So they're firing at their own... So they're chaotic. They're just straight up fighting anybody.
No, the priestess summoned the imps.
Oh! Oh. Oh.
However, one of the imps does come over and sting at Copernicus. And it does indeed hit.
Not the poor touched boy.
Yep, and Copernicus falls. And the priestess is just laughing, and she says, "Feel the power of Lovitar!" As the imps are flying around and smacking everything up.
Well, that was unnecessary.
Oh, it's just rude.
Did
Right,
not
we're trying
need
to
to be
do
done at
you a
all.
favor.
Let's see. Oh, that one will miss. And I think the last one is number 4. So the imps do a bunch of stinging, and one of them kills one of the enemies up there. And the priestess disengages and stands up on the altar as she's basically cackling and laughing about the power of Lovitar. And next goes the enemies again. So this one will attempt to hit that imp in his face. And he does smack it for a little bit of damage, but not terribly much. And Seymour, what would you like to do?
I would like to move to better vantage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I will cast Hunter's Mark on Chaos Bolter 1.
Okay.
Do I not have an ability for that? No, I do not. Yes, I do. I will take a shot with the longbow.
Sounds like a ranger thing to do.
Pretty rangery.
Oh no, I'm setting a pretty good example.
I am learning.
Yep, you learn directly from Reginald's example, and you plant one right in Chaos Bolter number 1's forehead.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. Chaos Bolter number 2 moves out here, and it will fire a Chaos Bolt at you, Seymour. It streaks out a bolt of electricity that flies at you, but it misses. It hits the wall behind you and just kind of dissipates into the stone. Chaos Bolter 3 will attack Reginald again. And he will be at disadvantage because he has that imp in his face. And he throws a bolt of fire at you, Reginald. Oh, double 20s. Reginald, you get crit. Reginald, you fall.
So I just want to let's go back to Jack. I just want to make sure this is what's happening here. All right, I just all right.
That's crit twice, once with disadvantage. What'd you do to anger the dice gods, Reginald?
Apparently, I kicked down the door of Larvitar.
Snubbia, what would you like to do?
I'd like to move up 6 spaces to get a better view and throw my javelin at the Chaos Bolt of 3.
Okay.
Hey, okay.
You hit, so go ahead and give me some damage.
Would like to also point out to everyone else that I'm pretty sure I'm the only person with heal spells.
Right.
I think Seymour does. Seymour does. He has spells now. He's level 2.
Well, I can heal myself at least, so that's all that matters to me.
Yeah. True.
Vincent Copernicus is on the ground. He makes a death save. He makes a failure.
Swear to God, if you killed Copernicus. That boy has been with me since he wandered into my mansion about 5 years ago. He's been a good lad. He's only said 3 words, but they've been a solid. I can, I can truly get behind a man who keeps his words to himself.
The imps go about stinging. Not doing so great. The one next to you, Snethia, stings at you.
Ooh, how dare you?
Hits for a little bit of damage.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that this priestess thinks we're part of the invading party.
See, I knew we should have just left her to die.
Still can.
The priestess just breaks into kind of a sermon talking about how great Lovitar is and how he will dispense his divine retribution on
I
his
like
enemies
Larvitar.
and
It's one of my favorite
blah,
Pokemon.
blah, blah, blah. Seymour, what would you like to do?
Well, seeing as how the boss went down,
Your mentor, or liege lord,
my father-like figure
some would say your best friend.
taught me how to shoot stuff right in the face. I guess I'll make a sweet little stroll over here and give him a cure wounds.
Here are some of those wounds.
I'm gonna cure all those wounds. Don't you worry. I cured some of those wounds.
Definitely not all of those wounds.
In my book, that's all that matters, as I cured them all in my heart.
I am definitely like your father figure. Like any good father figure. I do not recognize anything that you've done or achieved. And I stand back up and I'm like, it's about time getting your sweet ass over here.
I guess for my bonus action, I'll move my Hunter's Mark to Chaos Bolter too.
Okay. The imps and the chaos bolters kind of fight it out some more, and Reginald, it is your turn.
I'm going to move my Chaos Mark to Chaos Bolter number 3.
Your chaos mark.
My
Hunter's
Chaos
Mark.
Mark.
He's been tainted.
Hey,
Heresy.
I just took a quick nap. Still got the, wooziness.
You hit.
Oh,
Roll
yeah.
me some damage.
All right, it's dead. Man, I haven't been able to use any of my extra stuff. Just keep dying it. Gee, bus. Killing it outright.
The blood loss is real.
Snethia, what would you like to do?
I'd like to move up on this Chaos Bolter too. That way I can give it some direct damage with my Great Axe.
Okay.
And I did stand up on my turn.
A 12 will hit. And you are able to drop it. You swing your axe over it, and it just kind of dissipates into swirls of chaotic energy.
Cool.
As the final chaos creature dissolves into a puddle of swirling color, the priestess looks around triumphantly. "You see," she shouts at the heavens, "you thought to bring me death, and instead I have brought you exquisite pain. Now show yourself and feel the sting of my whip." From above the altar, a quiet voice whispers 2 words, "Very well." The skylight that arches over the sanctuary shatters. A rain of broken glass cascades down upon you. The priestess cries out in pain and drops to one knee. A massive shard has impaled her shoulder. Floating above you in the wreckage of a once beautiful window is a spindly cloaked figure. You cannot make out its face or features, but its arms and legs are very thin. It carries a bow, nocked with a single black arrow, aimed at the heart of the priestess of Lovitar. Everyone gets one action. What would you like to do?
I'm going to do
Run and cover.
exactly... Yeah, go ahead first. What's she going to do?
Like, that's athletics, right?
What are you going to do?
Run and, like, pull her down out of the way.
Yeah, you can try to pull her out of the way. Go ahead and give me, an athletics check.
Come on!
Reginald, what would you like to do?
I'm going to do exactly what I tried to do in the beginning. And I'm going to run at her and try to jump on over her and pin her to the ground,
Okay.
shielding her with my body.
Okay, you're gonna try to shield her though.
Yeah.
Okay. And Seymour, what would you like to do?
I would like to try what my absent father has taught me and take a shot at him.
Okay. Go ahead and
Also,
give me an attack roll.
on my turn, I yell, "Get the lad up! He's like your little brother."
Okay.
I ignore that.
Yeah, you probably hate Copernicus because I'm always doting on him.
Excellent shot.
Seymour, you fire your longbow and it fires wide and misses. So you throw yourself in the way as Snethia tries to pull her out of the way. Seymour, you fire a bow kind of randomly in the air and it goes wide. And as you do, your attacks bounce harmlessly off the cloaked figure's defenses. The black arrow flies straight and true, taking the priestess in the side. As she slumps to the marble floor, her blood spreading across the altar of the Maiden of Pain, she gasps her final words. "Door! To the roof! Behind the curtain! Get that bastard! For me!" Her body goes limp and her breath stills. The assassin, seemingly complacent in his triumph, lazily spirals back towards the night sky through the shattered skylight. If you hurry, perhaps you can intercept him on the roof and gain some measure of vengeance for all of tonight's victims.
So yeah, we will. But on the same token, like I didn't see any role for him. Like I'm sitting here, like I've got her entire form covered. I'm not a small man.
Yep, it's entirely based upon your actions on whether he hits or not. And unfortunately, you did not meet the requirements to stop him.
Well, we tried.
Yep.
I call that dumb.
Called it.
All right, book it. Let's go. Roof.
Yeah, go to the roof.
I
To
tell
the
Seymour
roof.
to look
You
at
sure
me.
you don't want to
I
heal up first? You're kind of limping there.
don't think we got time, and I still don't have. I don't have any spell slots left from this whole thing. Like we haven't rested since we started. But I yell Benson to get Copernicus up.
Okay. Let's see if he can save him before he dies.
Oh, you jerk!
That would be a no. Let's see how his death save goes. Come here, Copernicus.
I swear to God, Seymour, if you let him die,
He gets
you're
one
carrying
success.
my crossbow.
Another failure to keep him up. Oh, he gets up with 1 hit point.
Thank you, Benson.
That's
So
a true
Benson-
survivor right there.
Benson revives. So you hurriedly rush up to the roof. The cloaked figure takes off towards the glow of the lighthouse at the far end of the pier. The warehouses, taverns, and other buildings in this area are so close together that you can actually run along the rooftops all the way down the length of the dock district. Although he is flying, the assassin doesn't seem to be moving all that fast. Maybe you can get a few good shots after all. You might even be able to catch him. Then the creature reaches lazily into the air. As its arms emerge from beneath the billowing cloak, you catch just a glimpse of how thin it is. The skin seems strange, almost metallic. There's no time to ponder the implications, however, because as the assassin touches the air, glowing energy erupts from small planar rifts. Some of these vortexes wink harmlessly out of existence immediately after they form, while others linger. The rooftops have just become an obstacle course of mythical proportions.
You know what? We really aren't paid enough for this, so I mean,
Oh, we've
not
got two
targeting us,
rangers. We should be able to shoot this guy. You do the obstacle course. We're gonna stand here and take shots. Well,
I have rope too. Could I use it to grab him, or he just dissipated or something?
He's moving away from you. At this point, he's probably about 150 feet away from you.
Oh.
Over the rooftops.
So
He's not moving super fast, but now the path between you and him, from whatever he's doing, he's making it apparently difficult to chase him.
All right, I'll do the obstacle course then. Let's get this over with.
So dashing into the obstacle course. For the first one, you run into it, and there's basically a cyclone of ethereal energy all over the rooftop. It's hitting you with extreme, tremendous wind-like forces. How do you want to try to traverse it?
Acrobatics. I mean, it's a
Like, do you
mini
just
tornado,
want to
so
do you just want to like charge straight through it, or what do you want to do?
I mean, I want to like dodge it as much as possible.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check to try to fight against the winds.
There you
Thank you.
go.
Yep,
There
you're
you
able
go.
to push your way through. Are you guys
Pretty
following
okay
him, or are you
roll.
just standing on the roof?
Oh yeah, I'm following him.
No, I'm talking to the other two, Seymour and Reginald.
No, I'm gonna stand where I've got sharpshooter, so I've got no disadvantage up to my full weapon range.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna stand here and shoot at him.
Okay.
So, do I have anything to target, or
No, there is no target for him.
so just roll? Oh, I know. As a bonus action, I have Will Hunter's Markham. But okay. I'm gonna take a shot.
Okay. That will miss.
Well, that's stupid.
So, Seymour, what would you like to do?
After seeing the obstacle course, Seymour believes it'd be a wise decision just to take shots at it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Say it was 150 feet out.
Yes, right now, but he's still moving, so he's going to be further out real soon.
Okay, so I don't roll a disadvantage this time. And
Nope,
doesn't
that will
matter.
miss. So you both fire wide as Snethia takes off at a sharp run, trying to chase him down.
Yeah. I'm not going to like seriously try to keep up with her, but like I'm not letting her get completely away on her own. Like I don't want her trapped and dead.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna follow, you're gonna be moving through the planar rifts he's opening.
Like through them or like around them? Like what do you mean?
If you move around them, you'll be putting a lot of distance between you and them, and you'll probably end up losing ground. Because they're not small. It's not like 5 foot wide path of just crap. It's
Okay,
it's pretty wide. So.
I'll take whatever portal that she happens to go through just to keep up.
Okay. Go ahead and give me athletics as well to try to push through the winds like she did.
Oh, this is why I wanted to stand and shoot. What's the point of hunting something if you have to chase after it?
I think that is the point.
That's not very sportsman of this guy.
Why doesn't he just stand there and take it?
Reginald, you don't really make much progress through the ethereal winds. They keep kind of blowing you back, and you think you're making it. You're kind of pushing forward, and then they blow you back. You tumble back several feet.
Shouldn't have worn the parachute pants.
Just kind of, yep. It just kind of keeps doing that.
At least you haven't fell off the roof.
Seymour, are you going to follow too, or you just want to stand and shoot?
I'm going to try to keep him range, so I guess I'm going to try to push through the obstacles.
Okay.
Athletics. Oh, this is a starring role right here. Let's go.
Oh, you do well enough that you're able to push through.
Hey.
Seriously?
Reginald goes tumbling by you like a tumbleweed.
See you later, old man.
Who's in charge now, old man?
Better work on your cardio.
So you burst out of the ethereal rift into another one. In this one, verdant growths burst out from the rift, covering the rooftop in clinging vines. And they kind of reach out and start trying to drag you guys off of the buildings. So go ahead and give me acrobatics checks.
Well, this is better.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
Oh, Reginald, you're still in the first one.
I'm feeling good about this roll.
I'm still in the first one? God dang it.
You haven't made
I'm
your
feeling real
progress
good
to the
about
first
this.
one.
There. You happy?
Yep, now you can push your way through. Seymour! You get pulled around by the bushes, and you don't really make much progress.
Who's the old man now?
And you take 4 points of poison damage.
Excellent.
As they spike you.
Always keep an eye on your surroundings, boy.
Yep, you get dragged down as Reginald bursts out and starts running by you. Reginald, with your acrobatics, you're able to push through. Both you and Snethia continue making ground. Seymour, go ahead and give me another acrobatics to see if you can overcome this obstacle.
I can see it now. If I wanted lip, I'd still be married to your mother.
Seymour, go ahead and give me another acrobatics.
Oh, excellent. This is good. I like this. Acrobatics.
You should be pretty decent at acrobatics. You have a few ranged abilities.
It's better.
Yeah, with that, you're able to push through, and you're able to finally make it back up. And the next one, you burst out of the plants on the rooftops and into portals spilling out blasts of negative energy and ghostly hands reaching out of portals to grab onto you.
Bad touch.
Yep, basically bad touch by the evil portals. Everyone, give me wisdom saves.
Oh, jeez.
I should be a champion at this, right? Not really. Awesome.
Oh.
I'm really good at 11s.
Reginald.
That is not my strong point.
Gonna make a roll, Reginald?
Yes.
Someday.
Eventually. Okay, so Reginald.
What is this?
Seymour. What's that?
Go ahead. I was gonna say, is this like some kind of like rooftop of ability saves? Like, what? Are we gonna go through them all? Is the next one gonna be an in save? We have to solve a riddle.
I feel like we're going through double dare right here.
Yeah, right. Physical challenge. Physical challenge.
You guys pass Snethia as she's overcome with despair and basically sits down on her haunches and is just too sad to keep moving.
And I yell at
I never
up,
been part of an
girl.
obstacle course where depression was
Yeah.
an
No
obstacle.
time to be moped about.
So you two burst out to the next one. Snethia, go ahead and give me another wisdom save.
I'm probably
if
going
you
to be
can
stuck here forever.
Overcome.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
you're
Nice.
done. You're
A
you've given
zero.
up. You're done with adventuring.
So, go ahead and give me another.
Do I just keep rolling until I get high enough?
Pretty much. Unless you just want to stay there and accept this as your life now.
This is my life now.
rolling.
My life is
Where's
sad.
that getting in
That's
there?
what my life is. Just sadness.
Double one.
See?
hello, darkness, my old friend.
You're committed to the sadness, Snethia.
He's right. I will never amount to anything.
Hey,
That is actually good enough. So you're able to finally overcome it. Seymour and Reginald.
Not without shedding a tear or two, though.
Yeah. You burst out into the next one. And this one is a vortex that opens to reveal a group of the chaos creatures you had fought previously. And they are throwing out bolts at you.
Is this an intelligence check to see if we're smart enough to dodge?
Nope, they are throwing stuff at you.
Dodge, duck, dive.
So 19, I assume, hits you, Seymour, and I assume a 10 will not hit you, Reginald.
Will not.
Seymour, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, here's the con saves.
Are you sure it's not a Dex saving throw?
Pretty sure.
Because I'm really good at that.
Con saving throw or throw up.
Okay, you're good. You get hit by it, but you're able to keep going. Reginald, you run by unscathed, and you make it through. And about this time, Snethia, you burst into this one. And they start throwing at you, but they fail miserably, so you're able to just run on through.
I feel
See,
I
the
feel
girl
like
can do it.
I feel like this one wasn't my one.
By the way, that's not to shame you, Snethia. That's to shame him.
When you burst into the next one, you hear howls echoing through this zone, and the sounds of a thundering herd shake the building.
Charisma check.
In
Get a charisma of the herd.
this one, there are wild patterns of animals running and milling all about. In order to get through here, you will need to track your way forward to find a proper path. You'll need to either give me animal handling, perception, or survival checks. Your choice.
Animal handling. Damn it!
Or survival?
Yep.
Can I just do animal handling again?
There you go. Hey.
I want to do the crocodile Dundee.
I will survive.
Hand gesture. Wow, 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 wow.
Snethia, you can go ahead and give me whichever of them you want. So, animal handling, perception, or survival. And Seymour, you're able to find a way through.
See you later, old man.
Reginald and Snethia, you get stuck within the milling herds. And
I'm rolling that just to throw dice. I didn't mean for that to be broadcast. Whoops.
yep, with that one, you're able to find your way through Snethia. Reginald, you want to give me another? At this point, Seymour's in the lead, and Reginald's falling behind.
Oh, I love my animals. I'm not
Reginald,
used to
you're
not
way
killing them.
behind. So
Can I just shoot the animals?
Seymour and Snethia, you burst into the next one, and this one is filled with gruesome, horrific obstacles, pools of blood and ichor and bone that reach up from the ground to grab at you and worse. So go ahead and give me charisma checks as you try to force your way through. Corruption comes up from the ground and tries to cover your bodies.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Oh.
Hey, not bad.
You are doing good there, Seymour. You too, Snethia. You're able to get through. Reginald?
This is the charisma save?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, you're good. I was hoping you'd get covered in corruption.
Nope. I'm too.
You're able to fight off the corruption and push your ways through.
Everybody loves me. Except for my children. Damn ingrates.
And you push into the next one, and this rift opens up to several glooms, spilling out endless streams of vile larvae. The skies appear ashen, and everything about the city appears gray and colorless. The moons and stars disappear. The mindless larvae pull forth and attempt to devour you as you run through. So they try to attack at each of you. Reginald, I assume a 9 will miss. Snethia, I assume a 22 will hit. And Seymour, you get missed.
Nice.
So Snethia, you'll take 4 points of damage, and the larvae begin piling on you and seek to restrain you. Give me either an athletics or acrobatics check to try to break free. Yep, you're able to break out. Those bloody maggots can't hold you.
Fine. She's fine. Don't worry, guys. Why were you worried, guys? I don't know.
I
I wasn't
suck.
worried.
And you burst out into into another zone. And when you move into this one, your limbs suddenly stop feeling like they can exert force. You keep trying to move your arms and limbs, but they don't seem to want to move. So you have to try to basically a mind over matter thing to force yourselves to move. You can either give me an intelligence check or
Dex.
an athletics check to try to force yourself to move. The athletics check will be harder than the intelligence check.
How much harder?
Yeah, what are we talking here? Because I've got a -1 to my intelligence.
One's a -1, one's a +1. How much harder?
I'm going to do.
It's more different than the difference between a -1 and a +1.
Oh,
I'm going.
awesome.
With athletics.
Feels great. Hey!
Okay, so Reginald and Seymour, you're able to kind of force yourself to start moving, and Reginald,
Stephanie
you're
rolled
able
a
to
23 at first.
Well, that was for the maggots earlier.
Oh.
But you were able to start to brute force yourself moving. Snethia, you freeze up. Reginald and Seymour, give me another check, either one's of your choice, to try to make it all the way through the zone. And Snethia, you can give me another check to start moving. Yep, so everyone's able to move. Seymour and Reginald, you're able to successfully move out of this zone. And when you do, you burst out to clear rooftops. And glancing behind you, you don't see any of the chaos and corruption that you saw running through. But you do see Snethia there kind of moving slowly and weirdly and methodically towards you. Snethia, go ahead and give me another either intelligence or athletics, whichever you choose.
Can I try to help her?
Yeah, you can try to run back and help her if you want.
Yep.
You run back to her, and when you run back, it seems like there's nothing there. Like, whatever was there, it seems like it's completely gone for you now that you've made it through. So you're able to basically just start pushing her forward. Snethia, you don't see him, but you feel him pushing behind you, and he just pushes you straight through the zone till you fall out the other side, back to normality. And as you make your way out, the massive lighthouse known as the Finger of the Gods stands before you, its beacon visible across the moon sea. You reach the end of the last rooftop just a few paces behind the floating cloaked figure, which slowly turns to face you. As the hood of its cloak falls away, you see a square, cubical face with swirling eyes and metallic skin. No, not just a face. The creature's entire body is essentially a perfect cube about the size of a man's torso. It has no neck or head. Its face peers at you from the front of the cube. It is bipedal, but its arms and legs are skinny and elongated and seems to attach to the sides of the cube. It moves with a surprising quickness for something so strangely proportioned. And everyone can give me Arcana checks to see if they recognize this creature.
Now, let's say one is not trained in Arcana.
Yep, go for it.
Excellent. This is going to go good.
Yeah.
That went well, actually.
Come on, everybody. Wait for it. Oh, okay.
So you all recognize it as a Modron, and specifically as a Quadrone.
I love Modrons.
And
I shoot it with my crossbow.
I love them. Bang, 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 bang.
As you're kind of standing there staring at it, behind it, you hear the familiar sound of the clock tower striking. But that can't be right. It hasn't been anywhere near an hour since you left the Temple of Lovitar. Then you realize the noise isn't coming from somewhere back in the city. It's coming from directly in front of you, from the lighthouse. A massive portal, easily 15 feet in diameter, opens up in the side of the Finger of the Gods. Through the portal, you see a realm of clockwork gears, all interlocking, all moving in time, performing calculations so vast and so complicated that not even the minds of the gods can fathom its purpose. The Modron, the machine, the murderer, bows slightly in your direction and turns to enter the portal. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna stand there and gawk at the fact that a Modron was attacking anything. They're not normally like this anger-ishly.
Not usually, but based on your knowledge, like this is actually highly unusual for a Modron.
Yeah. The fact that it talks is highly unusual.
Yep.
I guess I kill it.
Yeah, you can fire at it if that's what you wish to do.
I'll murder it.
I will murder it.
So it should still be marked. That's a pretty high roll.
Yep, that hits.
Clankety clink clank. Damage, damage, and damage.
Okay. Seymour, I assume you're going to shoot too.
That would be a correct assumption. Hey! I don't suppose I can move my Hunter's Mark onto him, even though I've taken damage and didn't make any concentration checks.
Sure, why not?
I will do that. Bam. Now throw a d6. Oh, good. Hunter's Mark almost did more damage.
Almost, but not quite. Snethia, are you going to take an attack? If you wish, with your javelins or something? I think she may have stepped away for a moment. So, let's see.
Oh, sorry, I forgot I had my mic muted. No,
That's all right.
I was asking how close is it because I want to get my rope to try to catch it and figure out why I was doing all this.
It is currently about 60 feet in front of you.
Okay, I guess I use my javelin then because my rope is only 50 feet.
Okay.
That sounds logical.
Does that hit?
That will not hit.
That's what I thought. Okay.
So your weapons strike true. Your efforts are not in vain. As the Modron falls into the portal, a look of absolute bliss on its face. There is a wrenching sound, and one of its arms rips completely out of the socket. The creature starts to scream, but before the sound reaches your ears, the entire portal snaps shut with an audible pop. You are left with one very strange severed limb and precious few answers.
Well, that didn't solve anything.
WTF. Like, seriously. What the hell?
You have a Modron arm now. If you want to go take
I mean, I've got a new weapon.
smack someone with it.
Just wanted to give us a hand, I guess.
Oh,
Listen here. You stop that.
Oh, I like it.
I learned from the best.
Best of the best.
So I guess we just take the arm and go back to the constable and like say, hey, we found out who the killer was. Do you know anything about why the hell it would do this? Okay, thanks.
So I'm going to take this arm and I'm going to wave it about in front of people's faces like it's my own arm. Be like, now see here, this Modron. Just poking people in the chest with it.
That won't be strange.
Okay, yeah, you're able to scoop up the arm, and now you have a Modron arm to smack people with. Smack Seymour in the head with.
So
I don't appreciate this.
We're gonna have to go back and find the what's her face.
The priestess?
Yeah. Or well, first of all, yeah, the priestess. We kind of ran off on the priestess.
Who just left her bleeding out on the ground with a bunch of imps flying around?
I ran up the stairs. She's obviously dead to
I
me.
have so many questions. Like, why was it happy we killed it?
What the hell did that portal go to? Why did it kill so many people? They don't seem to be connected in any way.
This feels like an episode of the X-Files. and I'm not sure what to make of it.
Yeah, I got a lot of questions for some people. What did you do to piss off a Modron? How was it?
Would they know what a Motron is?
I'll smack them upside the head with the arm if they need.
Jog memory.
It was a cube with arms and such.
Yes,
How
it
am I
was.
explaining?
It was a
Seriously,
cube
though.
killing people.
Yes, it was the talking cube.
That won't get you some looks.
What was it? What was it in Portal?
The gears.
Companion cube.
Companion cube. Yeah, this was like the worst companion cube ever. It killed people.
I mean, technically, it's better companion cube because it could do things.
What? Your companion cube never did anything?
No,
Yeah,
sat there
that
for
sounds
me.
like a bug.
Yeah, that sounds like you had a poor player experience.
Right.
Maybe it was just a freeletter. Who knows?
Yeah, my companion cube was like my best friend.
Right. Through thick and thin.
Yep.
No
There
matter
was
how
that
much
one
they tried to
time-
convince you.
There was that one time it tried to stab me in the darkness.
Right.
Anyway, let's go back to Temple Larvitar and see if we can get our Pokemon back or whatever.
All
You mean
into
your
a
servants?
Yes, servants.
Your
Yes.
Pokemon.
That's a better word.
Your favorite servant, an impoverished child that you took in.
Yeah, we never actually got to meet my third servant. What was his name? I got it here noted. Berthold. I don't know where Berthold has been.
He's back at your mansion, been making
Yeah,
dinner.
he's probably with the horses. Since we never got to use any.
But you head back to the Temple of Lovitar, and the priestess is still upon the altar. She appears to be dead.
I'm sure she's fine. She's just resting.
Benson
Just taking
and
a long nap while bleeding to death.
right. Benson and Copernicus are still there. Benson's been kind of seeing to Copernicus. He's bandaged him up. He's in pretty bad shape. He's pretty banged up, but he's gonna make it. He's not dying, so.
I walk up to Copernicus and I'm like, "You were a very brave boy today," and I hand him a piece of candy. I'm so happy with you today.
And he's
job.
smiling and beaming, and you give him the piece of candy, and he's eating
And then I
it
stare
proudly.
at Seymour and I'm like,
I was a brave boy.
The
I healed you.
disapproval of your father figure.
Copernicus is
Nothing
a
new.
touched child. I expect more from you, Seymour.
I did more than him.
I expect more.
More,
Even
more.
Can I check and see if there's a note on the priestess's body where she was shot with the arrow?
Yeah, you can go ahead and give me an investigation check if you wish.
It's a novel. This is the story of the Modrons and why I'm here. It was a cold day in Modron City.
It's like a novel. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. You search over her body and into the arrow and everything. You don't find a note this time on the body, so it seems like he didn't leave anything this time.
Yeah,
I guess that's the end of it then.
I'm shaking at her body. What he
Is the arrow still there?
Yeah, arrow's still there.
Then he left something on the body.
Well, yes. He definitely left the arrow there.
What kind of hunter leaves the arrow?
The plot thickens.
Maybe he was just trying to deliver this arrow.
By
She
George,
just-
I
she's
think
gonna
you
learn
got
how to
it.
catch. He figured out the most efficient way to deliver the arrows.
So
Can't leave a bad review if you're dead.
Exactly.
this temple may have gotten some bad Yelp reviews, and
in the temple of in the plane of Mechanus.
Well, to be fair, we weren't immediately let in, so I mean, I'm putting 1 star.
now here brings up another question: do Modrons feel pain? I mean, they're mechanical beings.
I mean, he said it screamed, so
Yeah. So, and anyway, we were working with Larvitar, or whoever it is.
Lovitar.
They're like the mistress of pain or whatever. I mean, we were shedding some pain to the.
Sharing pain with the Modron.
Yeah, I mean, where's my god blessing now?
But yeah, based upon your previous knowledge check, you would know that they are indeed capable of feeling pain. So.
Okay.
That's what it gets, man.
Yep.
Can just go around murdering people.
So many questions. All right. Is there anything of note on the body?
I already checked, so.
I mean, other than her stuff, like if you want her stuff, she has like.
Yeah, let's take it. Let's loot the body.
I mean, she's not gonna need it.
I'm going
Right?
to turn around and act like that's not happening. I'm going to walk towards my servants, but I'm not going to say anything.
She is carrying a whip of Lovitar. It's kind of a cat of nine tails looking thing, but that seems to be the weapon that she was using, which she
Kinky.
didn't really use. She's also got her robes, which are robes of Lovitar, and she's wearing a chain shirt.
I am not letting anybody undress.
Yeah, let's just take the side.
She's a dead priestess still in her temple.
I feel like we're playing Skyrim right now. We're just stripping her naked and shove her into like a closet.
Yeah, everyone. If someone goes to take the shirt off, everybody else freezes in place. And we're like, oh,
That'll make a
she
couple
was always
coins.
like that.
Put a bucket on Seymour's head so I can take some stuff.
You are Seymour.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I'm gonna put a bucket.
If I
on.
can't see you, you can't see me. It's permanent stealth.
I think there's some problems with that. But... All right. So I go into the room on the left. Looks like with the round table and just looking.
Okay.
What's in there?
This one appears to be a private meeting room. Oh, the priestess didn't go in there. Reginald went in there. Kind of like a council chambers sort of thing.
Okay.
So it's where they would talk priestly business.
When I go into the bedroom looking or
We should probably get out of here before like some other priests come and think we killed her.
Oh no. I am bound and determined. I stick
Don't
my
worry
head
about
out
that.
and I yell at Benson and I'm like, Benson, go get the constable.
Okay. Benson will run to fetch the constabulary.
Constabilitry.
Constabilitry. Yep, he'll run for it. But yeah, this back room here just appears to be a small study.
I look at what she's trying to study.
It looks like the teachings of Lovitar.
So what is the teachings of Larvitar?
Mostly centered around pain, since she is the mistress of pain, and the proper ways to properly punish yourself. It gives you all sorts of ideas of the proper way to whip yourself, and all that sort of fun stuff.
Right.
I am almost positive this is some kink stuff.
Secret of the BDSM god.
I mean, not so secret, really.
I'm just going through the stuff. I'm just like, shame.
So how did the priestess talk to the ball gag?
She was the dom. She didn't have
The
one.
ceremonial ball gag of Lovitar.
Yep. Yep. Show up for your weekly beatings.
Right, instead of communion.
Yep. Just one good whack by the priestess.
Be blessed.
You've been a bad boy.
Oh, what about the stairs the ladder going down? What about what's over there? Checking the basement? Well, I'm not sure if I want to check in the basement based off of what you just said.
Oh, that's how you get up to the roof.
Oh, okay.
That's how you get up to the roof.
I don't know if I want to check in the basement. I guess the Pulp Fiction type stuff going on in here.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Yeah. Oh, good golly! Lay out Jeez. What's up here where I'm at?
This appears to be just kind of a small prayer room that leads to a balcony that overlooks the other side of the temple.
I go off to the other side.
The other side of Lovitar.
Hello from the other side.
What's this right here?
It's part of the altar.
Oh, okay.
So
What about in this room over here? Is this for the weekly
this,
teaching them how to beat people?
yeah, this is a library, so you can.
Oh, I thought it was like a dining hall. I was gonna sit there and just start eating until this constant.
Hey guys.
You need the books.
You guys showed up.
You need the books if you want. I don't care.
Breaking out a ham sandwich from nowhere.
That's a lot
Ingesting
of fiber
knowledge.
right there.
I look for the least stickiest book I can find.
The least stickiest.
Yes. Those are my words, and I chose them carefully.
Okay, you are able to find a non-sticky book, which appears to be most of them.
But not all.
But not all.
Canon now. This is all the canon. All right. What do I find? What's my book? Whips and you.
Yeah, for whips and chains and how to excite them.
But I'm the one excited.
But no, you're able to peruse the library for a bit. You don't really find anything that's terribly up your alley.
Okay.
Eventually, Benson does come back with the constable in tow. And she shows up at the temple.
I'm gonna be like at the altar, like up here, hands on the altar, like I'm giving a sermon, but I'm just really just staring down at the corpse, and I'm like,
I'm just
"Thank
gonna
you
move
for
this
finally coming to the temple." Believe we had something of a payment.
And she walks
Discuss?
in, and she's kind of looking around. She looks at the priestess's corpse. She says, I see you weren't able to prevent one of the murders, then?
Yeah, she really didn't want to listen, so that's her own fault.
She says, that is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Were you able to catch the murderer?
I toss the hand or the arm right at her feet.
We caught 1/5 of
Seems
them.
you have a Modron invasion.
You say that, and she kind of cocks her head and looks at it. She says, Modron? In Melvant? Committing murders, no less.
I know, weird, right?
She says this, that is very peculiar. She says, I do know the Modrons are known to go rogue on occasion, but committing premeditated murder is not really up their alley when they do that.
Well, apparently it is now, so let's get to cracking on why it did it.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the whole shebang was very Modron-y, with the puzzles and
The whole robotness.
Oh,
yeah.
good point, yeah.
I mean, it was all patterns.
So how about we go interview the one living person?
Yeah. Well, we gotta turn our weapons back in anyway, but
Yeah.
so
The constable says, I did promise you a reward, however, and I assume that wherever the murderer went, he is gone now?
Yep, probably bleeding to death.
yeah, I say look at your feet. Oh, it's feet.
She says, yes, the arm is proof that something happened with him, obviously. But she says, she pulls out kind of a pouch.
So
Yep,
So
go
if
ahead.
I go into a very long and detailed story of exactly what happened. So we got into the temple after I valiantly picked the lock. And I was wearing an onion on my belt, which was the fashion at the time.
Remember the part where you passed out? Yeah, I remember that too. I love how you were so silent. That was like my favorite part of this whole adventure.
So anyway, we finally got inside the temple. And then I go on from there talking about the portals and how I in excruciating detail explaining the parts where I had to help Seymour through. Everyone else performed admirably, but Seymour, for some reason he keeps holding back.
Yep, Seymour and Snethia, you see the constable's eyes kind of glaze over 10 minutes
Anyway,
into the
about
story.
that onion on my belt.
I get that same look.
So about the reward.
Yeah. This
She
is
says,
all
"Ah."
nothing back when I was in Vietnam.
She says, yes, your reward. You will not go unrewarded for your good deeds. And she
Damn Skippy.
holds up the pouch she had before and hands it to you guys. It contains a total of 200 gold. And she says, you may also have these. And she gives you each a potion of greater healing. She says, I thank you for your services. Unfortunate that you could not catch him, but
Catch
again,
him.
it is what it
put
is.
Put the sucker down.
And she says, and with that, I will head back and fill out the reports that must be filled in about this. And
we will get credit for that, correct?
she says, yes, I will actually put in a good word with you with the council, so that your good deeds will be definitely noted.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
She says, the leading council of Melvant, it is very good to be in their favor. I will speak highly of your additions to this investigation.
I mean, we did the whole thing. It wasn't really an addition, but okay.
Yeah,
pretty much.
right?
Addition, whole thing, it's about the same.
So next we need to have a group discussion, I think, about whether or not we're giving back these weapons or not.
I mean, he's going to get him back either way. He has the
Yeah, I know, but like, I know this guy, and you know,
We have to go back to interview him. Either way, he's getting the weapons back.
we could say we've. No, I mean, anybody have like bag of holding or something? I don't know. You know, magical fortress we can shove these in.
Aren't you supposed to be the moral one?
Yeah,
I don't recall.
Situation's kind
ever-
of flipped here.
I don't recall ever declaring myself. I mean, it says right here on my sheet, my alignment is none of your business. I mean, it says it on the sheet, so my deity is that's personal. But yeah. All right, we'll take them back. Okay. So do we go to
The blacksmith.
yeah.
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 So,
You can go meet up with Boltak. And you meet him. He's still in the same place. He's kind of closed up his shop for the day, and he's done some cleaning. It looks like the gnome whose constructs burst in and tried to attack him. She's helping him clean up, and they're making some pretty good progress. But when you approach, Boltak kind of stops what he's doing. He looks up and he says, "Ah, you've returned, my friends."
Yeah.
I really wouldn't call you a friend, but you know, with
right.
that.
So my good man. Well, half man.
Says I.
What, pray tell, did you do to piss off a quadrone of the Modrons?
You say that, he kind of furrows his brow. He says, "What's a Modron?"
I throw the arm at his feet. There was a cube of sorts, animated and wily. This arm once belonged to it.
He looks at it, and
was
he's kind
worthy
of
prey.
shaking it around. You know, that's curious.
Maybe your gnome friend will have an idea.
Yeah, he kind of shakes it at the gnome girl. He says, "Is this one of yours?" Kind of shaking it at her.
I grab the damn arm out of his hand. That is not for you to use as such. And then I just start like using it to poke him in the chest. You gotta be careful with these things.
It forms like a little pointer finger with it. You're poking him in the chest.
Well, Nomi?
She looks at it and she says, "That's not one of mine." And
Well, I know, girl. Oh, I took
She-
down the
she
horde.
says, I can't make a Modron. I ain't
But
that
you know
skilled."
what they are.
Well, where did you get your little animatronic destructive friends from?
Destructive pins.
She says, those I built myself.
By the way, after this, you and I need to talk to make sure, some good. I'm in need of some good servants that don't go down at the slightest thing.
But she
Well,
says,
where did
yeah,
you
I
get the
can.
materials to make them?
She says they're mostly made out of adamantine and a few other bits and bops of metal. I get some of it from Boltac here. I work the pieces myself, mostly.
Not your animatronics. What are Modrons made out of?
You ask her?
You know all about, yeah, she seems to know all about it.
She thinks about it. She says, I'm not really sure. I've never actually met one. I know what they are in theory, and I know they're kind of like
I shake the arm at her, and I'm like, what is this made out of? You're picturing this like some old man with a bushy mustache.
Boltac, where do you get your adamantium from?
He says, I buy it from traders. I don't mine it myself. I use it to make my weapons, obviously. And she looks over the arm you gave her. She's like, this is mostly made of brass, I think.
Brass?
Yes, brass and copper.
Okay, so...
Copper.
Balto.
You ain't gonna get me, Kappa.
What
Too late.
did you do to piss off a Modron? Who's your enemy?
He says,
And
look,
what-
I don't even know what a Modron is, so...
Well, the adamantine seems to be the common ground, so who exactly do you get it from? Don't just say traders. I need names, times, dates. Come on now, you little man.
He goes back to his shop and he pulls out a book. He brings it over. He says, here's who I've bought from recently. It's never the same people. And he kind of gives you a little book that just lists names and prices of what he's bought and when.
So what would you have in common with a priestess of Gibraltar?
Gibraltar? I assume you say Lovatar.
Yeah.
He says, I stay away from that place, sir. That is not a place for someone like me.
What do you mean by that?
He says, well, people talk about Lovatar, and their service is not for someone like me. I would not take pleasure in that, sir.
What, chains and whips don't excite you?
Not at all, ma'am.
What about ball gags?
I mean, it's got to be painful being a dwarf every day. You think you'd follow up?
Have some physical pain to try to distract from the emotional?
I mean, being all compact like that, it's got to be bad on the bones. Dwarf racism for you.
He says, no, sir, I am a devout follower of Moradin. And you ain't going to sway me otherwise with your hedonistic ways. He gives you a squinty eye.
Just asking a question.
I've never prayed to Gilbert in my life.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh.
He says, but I do want to thank you for what you did for me, namely saving my life. So he goes down into his thing and he fishes out a big chunk of adamantine. And he says, you can have this. And he hands each of you one. He says, that is a chunk of pure adamantine. It is quite valuable.
Thanks, bud.
No, I appreciate.
I got a rock.
Yep. He says, or if you wish, I could form it into a weapon for you.
There we go.
It's valuable if you sell it, but I can also give you a weapon instead.
I mean, we got the gold. So I'm pretty happy with the amount of gold that I've got. So, yeah, let's make it to a weapon.
Okay.
At the mention of making a weapon, I kind of bend down on my haunches a bit and get to be eye level with him, and a real serious look gets on my face, and I'm like, have you ever made a crossbow?
Says, from adamantine, I don't know what good that would do you.
What else have you got to metal? Talking about firearms here.
He says, "Well, adamantine's only really good for melee weapons, unless you get it made into bolts or arrows."
How many bolts can you make out of this?
He says, "With that, I could make you 20 bolts, sir."
I don't think it's worth it, bro.
What you don't want me to shoot away my reward at 1/20th of the time?
I'm just saying it's pretty wasteful. You might as well just get brass and sell it and sell that adamantine, or give it to me so I can have another adamantine weapon since I'm the only one who's like proficient in melee.
I'm okay with that. You did such a good job, unlike some people. Stern look.
I feel like some people shouldn't have used cure wounds on somebody.
I can
No respect. No respect at all.
No respect.
I tell you.
But he says, "Yeah,
Take my wife, for instance.
I can forge you something if
take
you
her.
wish."
I would much like something forged.
Do you want the bolts then, or I guess arrows, since you're using a longbow, or do you want a melee weapon, Seymour?
Let's get a short sword.
Okay. He says, "Yeah, I can do a short sword." And he looks at you, Snethy, and he says, "What would you like?"
A great axe forged.
Says, "I can do that for you." And then he turns to you,
Now
Reginald.
that is a melee weapon, not like some short sword.
Turns to you, Reginald, and he says, "Well, is it bolts, or you want the junk?"
He wants a pair of boots.
Adamantine boots. These are my kickers. Kick holes and everything.
How about the finest dagger that you can make?
Says, "That I can do." And he sets about making you your weapons custom for you guys, kind of thing. So he'll take the chunks and he says, "Return to me tomorrow, and I think I should be able to get these hammered out, so to speak."
All right. Well,
It's
in
a
the
little
meantime, can
blacksmith
we just
humor.
keep using these?
He says, "Yeah, you can keep using them for now."
Great. That's all I wanted to hear.
I walk over to a chair in the corner. I sit down and I say, "Wait 8 hours."
Then you fast travel to the temple.
Yep. Something must be broken. 8 hours.
Seymour, what'd you
Can't
break?
fast travel indoors.
Seymour, are you standing near an enemy? Seymour, are you an enemy?
Don't make me have to put you down, boy. So
Oh.
we're turning into a redneck dad.
Fetch me a beer, boy.
Didn't you know it'd be shooting time, boy? Why don't you make yourself a man?
Oh.
I want to question the gnome and ask her how she powers the Yeah, those.
Yeah.
I forgot the name.
Nope, those.
The little gnomelets.
She says they are powered through magic, and she kind of does stuff with her fingers, like fancily.
Spirit fingers.
Yep, spirit fingers.
I look her straight in the face and I'm like,
She says, but no, really, they are powered through my magical connection to the Lord. She says it's
who now?
part arcane, part divine. I meld them together and create
who is
these
your
creations. Who was her god?
Oh, that's what I want.
But
I want her to make me a little servant out of the adamantine.
a little servant.
Yeah, a little.
That is a small servant.
Well, I mean, I assume that it's just
2
gonna be
inches
like the outer
tall.
casing or whatever. Like,
Well, the servants are small. The ones she had before, the Gonsmen.
yeah.
Let's see. Who is her god?
Who's your god now?
Who's your god now? Listed it somewhere, but I can't find it.
There's no god here, priest. Name the movie. Name the movie. You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh, she wears a holy symbol of Gon. That's why she calls him Gonsman.
Oh.
The god of
Yeah.
artificers and tinkerers. Guess that makes sense. I should have put two and two together.
Math is not your strong suit.
Math is hard.
Give me a skill check for algebra.
Yeah.
So, what you're saying is, you were thinking really hard on it, but
Yep.
it was just gone.
Yep. But yeah, she'll forge you a Gonsman out of it if you want.
Cool. I shall name him Seymour.
Seymour
I
2.
feel like I'll be replaced.
Nope.
Seymour
Nope. He's
2.0.
Seymour 1.
He's Seymour 1.
Seymour the first.
Son of a bitch.
I've always wanted someone to be proud of named Seymour.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So is there anything else you would like to do here?
I mean, is that the end of the mystery? Or
It's you've pretty much reached the end of anything you can look into. Like, there's not much else you can look into. But the blacksmith does keep his promise. He forges you your stuff. Ellie Wicket forges you your Gonsman. But the mystery appears to be going unsolved.
That's BS. Was there a way to figure out this? Like,
You figured out everything you can, but there's follow-up adventures that explain more.
would it be possible for the gnome to like forge me a Gonsman just because I like saved everybody? You know, being a hero and all that.
Sure, she'll forge you a Gonsman.
well, then I want another one.
No, you got yours, Mr.
I'll have
Pushy.
Seymour the second.
You have 4 companions now.
It's true. All of them trustable. Each one a giant among their kind.
No, not really. They're tiny. They're small.
Except for the short ones.
Talking
Yep.
about their stature, their,
They're standing in Gonsman society.
No, my other servants aren't Gonsmen.
They could be. If you kill them and replace them with Gonsman, like you're planning on doing to Seymour.
Is that the real mystery here? Is that what the I was meant to find out the whole time?
What, that you could replace Seymour with Gonsman?
No, that my servants were Gonsmen the whole time.
The whole time.
The cute Twilight music.
Oh. Okay, Twilight Zone.
Twilight.
Don't
You have
treat me
entered
like that.
the scary door.
Yep. But yeah, that is essentially this adventure. So, unless you guys want to explore anything else in particular, we could actually probably call it a little early. We've still got about 20 minutes left. So, well, Thea, how did you enjoy your game?
Yeah, it was fun. I wish I had the chance to like interrogate the little
Shit.
cube dude, but you know,
Yeah.
these things happen. At least he's suffering in his new pole world with no arm.
And it's worth noting that we are planning on doing the follow-up adventures. I actually only have 2 people scheduled for the next group so far. I have not got any responses from other people. If I don't get any more responses, would you like to join us for the follow-up adventures?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So the next week we're going to start the next follow-up adventure, which is going to be 2 weeks. Then another one. After that, I'm actually going to be out of town for a couple of weeks, but then there's 2 more adventures in this particular storyline. So, but yeah, thanks for joining us. Hope you had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring the other fellow back this week, but he had an emergency and couldn't join us. So,
Yeah, it's too bad.
yep. So I guess thank you for everyone for joining us. We'll go ahead and call it here for the evening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you again, Saffel, for filling in last minute. Thank you for Tyler for being here as usual. And thank you, Thea, for coming back, and hope you really enjoyed yourself.